Tony Stark's armor collection is literally its own universe. 42 models, 50 upgrades, infinite tech. Sit back because I'm about to make this stupid simple for you. Ready? You think Tony Stark's journey ended in Endgame? Sorry, you're wrong. Every single one of this man's armors keeps breaking records. In this video, I've compiled Stark's 5 most powerful armors. Analyze them in detail. These 6 armors won't progress chronologically, because even though some of Stark's armors are newer, sometimes an old armor can be better than a new one. Confused yet? That's normal. But by the end of this list, everything will be crystal clear. Now buckle up, because we're starting. Number 5, Mark 40, Shotgun. We're talking about an armor designed purely for speed. You can already tell from the name. This armor is a crucial part of Stark's Iron Legion army. If Stark adds a new feature to an armor, he definitely experienced a problem with it. Now let me jog your memory. Remember the 2012 New York battle? Tony caught a nuclear missile and launched it through the space portal, became a hero. Even though Stark became a hero, one question ate at him inside. What if I need to be even faster for the next mission? This is the kind of stuff this man thinks about at night. So based on that question, our new armor was born, Mark 40. This armor was the fastest model Stark had made up to that point. This armor did just one thing, fly like a rocket. Now I'm sure you're asking this question. Why did Stark make such specialized armors? Let me explain it like this. Throughout the Iron Man and Avengers series, Stark has one fear, and that's this: I must always be prepared. This fear constantly pushes him to create. He sits and thinks, what if Hulk goes crazy? Hulkbuster. What if I need to go to space? New model. Fast movement? Shotgun. Let me be honest, this strategy doesn't always work. But that's when things get way more interesting. Number 5, Mark 45, Age of Ultron. This red gold miracle, I still can't forget it. Visually, it looked amazing. What made this armor different wasn't just its eye-catching colors, of course. You know what they say, the better your enemy is, the stronger you become. Tony was facing an Ultron made of vibranium. At this point, speed wasn't important anymore. Tony needed to be powerful and durable. That's why Mark 45 was born. It balanced both features perfectly. The producers said the hexagonal design on this armor represented power and the word hex. Coincidence? I don't think so, because this armor truly brought together the best features of all the models developed up to that point. Let me tell you this much about this armor. It somehow surpassed all the armors produced so far. Extra protection, power, everything was in this armor. In other words, this armor was the realization of Stark's dream of combining all abilities. But wait, if it's such a perfect armor, why couldn't we rank it higher on the list? Because what happens next is way more insane. Number 3, place, Mark 42, Iron Man 3. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Mark 42, the theoretically most advanced armor that appeared in Iron Man 3. So why is such high-level technology in the middle of the list? Because this armor's problem wasn't software or hardware. The problem was durability. Look, Stark's biggest obsession was this: making armors faster and easier to wear. He made progress on this in every film. In the first movie, putting on the armor took minutes. In Avengers, seconds. In Iron Man 3, a single thought was enough. Mark 42 could form piece by piece around Tony. Remote control was possible. It could be used in any situation, anywhere. In terms of usability, it was perfect. But here's the bad side of Stark's armors. But here's the kicker. This practicality meant compromising on durability. When you improve something in an armor, it causes weakness on another side. That was exactly the rule of the game in Stark's world. Remember, Iron Man's first armor withstood a tank shell and only got scratched. Mark 42 got completely destroyed by a semi-truck collision. Classic Stark trade-off, sacrificing power for speed and comfort. And to be honest, this strategy didn't really work when he faced Thanos on Titan. But at that point, Stark leveled up. Before we continue, if you've made it this far, you must be enjoying the video. Hit that subscribe button below and let's keep going. These contents take up a lot of my time, and I need the motivation. Let's continue. Number 2, Mark 50, Nanotechnology, Infinity War, Planet Titan, Tony Stark, face-to-face with Thanos, and the armor he was wearing at that moment, a complete revolution. At this point, I'm going to ask you something. I get a lot of messages about this. Many Marvel fans tell me they didn't like the nanotechnology in Tony Stark's armors. They say it was more enjoyable to watch armors that looked more robotic. What do you think? Please write in the comments. I'm really curious. Let's continue. Mark 50 was the first armor to work with nanotechnology. So instead of piece by piece, it wrapped around Tony's body like liquid metal. One moment a shield, one moment a sword, one moment a rocket launcher. It could instantly produce any defense. This armor provided Tony Stark with these benefits: easy to carry, instant to wear, astronomically powerful. Movement capability was on another level. As if Tony was wearing tights, he could make any movement he wanted. What did we say, remember? If there's an improvement in Stark's armors, it weakens on one side. That's exactly what happened. This armor had one fatal flaw. After every attack, after every blow, the nanoparticles decreased. So the armor gradually disappeared from Tony's body. Launched an explosive, nanoparticles gone. Shielded against Thanos' attack, more loss. By the end of the fight on Titan, Tony's armor had melted by almost half. Theoretically, this armor was more powerful than all previous models, but in practice, sustainability issue. Still, with this armor, Tony was the only hero who managed to make Thanos bleed, and that alone proves Mark 50's power. On the flip side, Stark saw this armor's weak point, and he fixed it in the next model. But wait, there's one more armor on the list. Number 1. Mark 85. Endgame. The ultimate armor. Here we are, Tony Stark's masterpiece, Mark 85. While it looked like an upgraded version of Mark 50 in theory, was a completely different beast in practice. Remember, what was Mark 50's biggest problem? Decreasing nanoparticles. So how did Stark solve this? Mark 85's shields, swords, rocket launchers, all of them were now completely made of energy. So even if damaged, physical parts didn't decrease from it. Stark learned from the battle on Titan, and at one point developed a new armor at a level that could even resist the Infinity Stones. The most iconic moment? Using Thor's lightning against Thanos. This was actually a huge callback to Infinity War, because when Thanos attacked Tony with the Power Stone on Titan, Tony couldn't reflect that energy back at him. But in Endgame, with Mark 85, he could now do it. Basically, Tony gained the ability to use the blows he took from his enemy against him. Ironically, when Thanos came to 2023, he didn't have the Infinity Stones. Instead, he had that double-edged sword. So Tony's biggest advantage was never used. We'll also be examining the remaining armors. Reserve your spot now and subscribe. Turn on notifications, like the video.